Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. It's really good to meet you all virtually today. This session is going to be very new because, as you all know, we recently launched our Zoho People reports. And in this webinar, we'll be exploring together how we can understand our workforces with the newly launched Zoho People reports. This will be our agenda for the day. So I'll quickly set up the tone, set up the mood for the webinar by analyzing why we need workforce analytics. So I'm sure we all have reasons, but I wanted to highlight a couple of statistics that I found to be interesting. And then I'll move on to introduce the new Zoho People reports to all of you. And I want a major part of the webinar to be a demo because instead of just discussing facts, I want you all to take a look at the new reports in the product so that you can work it out yourselves. You can set up things all by yourself in your respective accounts. So 80% of the webinar today is going to be a live demo. And at the end of the webinar, I'll be answering all your questions. So if you have any questions now, I had already got a question from one of our attendees. So any questions now, or if you get any during the course of the webinar, please feel free to drop them in the question space that you see on your left panel. I'll be answering them all live at the end of the webinar during the questions time. Now, please note that you're all in the listen-only mode. You're all on mute. For questions, any queries, please use the chat space or the question space. And now let me start. So I was working for this webinar and I was reading a lot about analytics, HR analytics, people analytics, workforce analytics, whatever the name suggests. And these are some statistics that I found to be really interesting. So to set up the tone for the webinar, why do we need workforce analytics? Here are my reasons. Many organizations, they've literally transformed their operating margin rates by using data to its fullest. And that's around 60% organizations report this, that is they've started using data to the fullest and thus they've increased their business's operating margin. And it's not just with the overall operating margin or the overall business's success, but they have a positive impact on the customers of particular businesses as well, all because of good analytics putting data to good use. And it doesn't just stop with profits, it doesn't just stop with productivity or the operating margin rates, but it's got positive impacts, effects on individual employees as well. As you can see, 63% of organizations report that the right use of data has actually increased employee satisfaction levels. Now, this is all that we want, right? There's overall success, there is a good impact on individual employees are satisfied, we are looking after their welfare. So this is exactly why we need workforce analytics and HR analytics. Or to sum all of these up, if we are not using analytics right, this is how we would probably feel. We would always be missing the mark. We would be aiming, but still it would not be focused. It would not work. It would not give us the desirable results. It would be just very vague. It's not, aimed properly at. So just not to miss the mark, or as popular HR leaders put it across, without data we are blind and deaf and in the middle of a freeway. Why do people say this? Let's explore more. In this session, like I told you before, I'll be walking you through our newly launched reports. I'll be introducing every single report to all of you so that you can put it to its best use. So whether you are using analytics now already in your company, in your organization, or if you're looking to, adopt to data informed approach, or if you're looking to resort to analytics to make very big and important decisions, starting from simple decisions, the new report space is going to be really helpful for all of you. So, what we have in store for you today, or what made us launch the new report space, was this. So, this is basically the operating principle behind the newly launched report space. Number one, we wanted to give employees the right amount of data they need. We wanted them to have access to the information that is their daily needs, maybe checking on their leave statuses, their attendance statuses, checking on their requests that have been raised and more. We wanted to give employees the data they need. And number two, we wanted to empower managers so that they can plan things for their reportees or their employees, so that they can channel employees in the right direction in which they want them to go. And the last reason, but very important of all of these, is this: to update the C suite on business trends. Now, if I would ask you to, think about situations, scenarios in your current company, how does your C-suite operate? Are your HR administrators and the C-suite always in sync? Are they connected? Whereas employees in the C-suite, is there a big gap? A gap that can never be bridged? Does such a gap exist between, the top level, the hierarchical administrators, and the employees? If yes, this new reports can definitely help you bridge this gap. And that's exactly what we are going to be exploring today in this webinar. So without much ado, let me take you over to Zoho People now. I've already logged into my sample account in here. I've logged in as Christine, and she is a HR administrator. And let's explore the new report space. Now, once you land in the reports page, this is what you'd see. All reports, neatly segregated as my reports, that is an individual employee's reports, whereas team reports, that are reports for the manager, reports for a manager to monitor, to manage their teams, their reportees, their subordinates, and reports of the particular organization. They are broad organization wide reports, usually used by C-level executives like CEOs, like the chief operating officers, the chief finance officers, members of the administration. So our reports are broadly classified into three, and with these three divisions, we cater to every need any employee would need, whether they might be a team member, or they might be a manager with reportees, or they might be a C-level executive with an organization underneath them to be managed on. So this is the basic classification. And if you had noticed before, earlier we used to have reports distributed inside individual modules. We had leave reports inside the leave module, we had files reports, onboarding, and everything inside the modules. But now we've consolidated them all into, and we've brought them into one single space, that is the my report space, so that you need not be switching different tabs, you need not go through multiple tabs, but you can access all of them coherently from one single space. Now, let me start with the organization reports. Now, this space, the organization reports, will be visible only for administrators of your Zoho People account. So, your C-level executives or HR administrators who can have access to important information can be added as administrators so that they can have access to this organization reports. So, underneath organization reports, we've got every report that you would need to know about your organization, whether be it to know about your organization's trends, your hiring trends, your attrition rates, or maybe the attendance statuses of all the employees of your organization, your overall headcount, or your time logging details, your project details for their entire organization, and more. We've got all the reports that you would need distributed among modules here to give you information in a very broad and classified way about your organization. So let me start with the employee information space here. Now, this space gives you information about the employees of your organization, starting with the headcount report. Now, this report gives you information on the number of employees who are present in the organization, along with a graph showing your hiring and your attrition trends in here. and you can easily navigate between different uh, tabs or different reports in here using this small downward list arrow in here. So this is the headcount report for you. And let me move on to the next report, which is employee addition trends. So this is nothing but the hiring trends of your organization, particularly during work from home times like this, when many offices move to this work from home mode. They all put a pass to hiring. So to monitor if the decision has actually been working, or how far it is affected, or how it does show in the graph, to monitor all such hiring details, you can access this employee addition trend. Next, we have the attrition trend, that is employees who have quit your organization. Here you can see the number of employees who have left your organization across different years, across different months, and you can use the filter to navigate to past months as well. Next, we have the distribution report. So this will tell you about employees who have distributed across these entities, that is designations, the number of employees who are present, who are distributed, who are placed in different designations in here. This is an organization-wide report, so it will give you an overall view. And similarly for streams, so the number of streams available in your organization and the employees who are present in particular streams, the kind of work in which they're involved in, and departments again, different employees placed in different departments, and again for locations. So particularly while we're all staying out of our offices, it is important to monitor employees who work from or who belong to a particular location, support them if required, or set up remote offices for them if required. You can make use of such distribution reports. Next, we have the diversity report. Now, this tells you about employer distribution in terms of age, gender, and experience. So you can see the number of employees who are present in the particular gender, or of the particular age group, or of the particular experience as well. So to maybe while you are devising plans that would be useful for a particular group of employees based on age, you can make use of the diversity report. So that's all about our employee information reports. And heading back to the space, we'll move on to leave reports. So these are organization-wide leave reports that will help you monitor the absence patterns of your entire organization, starting with daily leave status. So under daily leave status, excuse me, let me quickly set up the filters. So you can use the filters to view employees for a particular date. Their present or their absent status can be viewed using the daily leave status, and it can be for different departments, it can be monitored for different divisions, or even for particular leave types as well. For example, if you want to check on employees who are particularly sick during tough times like this, maybe they are affected with COVID, you can see the number of employees who are sick leave with the reason as such using the filter, and the daily leave status will give you the information that you would need on an organization level. Next, we have the resource availability report. Now, this report tells you which resource is available at work on a particular day. This will help you greatly when it comes to resource planning. So you can check this report and see which employee is available at work, whereas which employee is not available at work, and then channelize and assign your work items accordingly. Particularly during times like this, while we are dealing with a dispersed workforce, these availability reports can help you balance your productivity and also support sick employees at the same time by giving them the due space and the due number of leaves that they would require. Next, we have employer leave balance. Now, this is for individual employees. You can select the employee that you want to view from the drop down, and you can see their leave balance distributed across individual employees here. Next, we have leave booked balance. Now, any employees who have booked their leave, that is their booked balance on the particular date, will be displayed here across different leave types. So this will help you know whether an employee would need more leave balances maybe in the upcoming years, or while you are devising your leave policies, you can derive insights from such leave reports. Next, we have leave type wise summary. Now, this would divide the entire number of days of leave that's taken, that is granted to an employee across different leave types. So any employee with the particular number of leave balance or with the lapsed balance for the particular leave type can be viewed under leave type wise summary. Next, we have Bradford scoring. Now, if you are an enterprise organization and if you have enabled Bradford scoring, this report will help you monitor the Bradford score for individual employees. So, for those of you who are not who are new to this concept, Bradford scoring will help you decrease the number of not planned frequent absences. So this will allot a score for your employees for every not so planned and frequent absences that they take. And instead it encourages planned and long term absences for your employees. So that is the formula behind Bradford scoring, and this report gives you a look at the Bradford score every employee has secured here. Next, we have loss of pay details, the most important report of all, because this is very important for your payroll processing. So you can see which employees got loss of pay, which needs to be processed in your payroll vendor with Zoho Payroll, if you're using Zoho Payroll, or with any vendor you've integrated with. Even any manual adjustments and the reasons for the adjustments made can be viewed here. And even all the leave that can be carried over to the next year can also be viewed under loss of pay details report. Next, we have an exclusive report that generates leave data for payroll processing particularly. So this will tell you about the payable number of leaves of your employees and the loss of pay days that they've got, and also the paid holidays that are designated in your Zoho People account. So this is all about the leave reports around your organization. Anything that you need to know about the leave patterns to manage absenteeism, we've got it all covered under leave. Moving on to attendance reports. Now, under attendance, you can start with viewing the daily attendance status of your employees, an overall view of your employees. So you can see the number of employees who are present on a particular day, number of employees who are absent, the ones on sick leave, the ones who are on duty, and more on a daily basis here, and the employees who are checking in and checking out early or late in your organization. So this will neatly divide their check-in and check-out times for you to view, so that you can, maybe if you're looking to appreciate employees who come into work early and who leave, in the given due time. Whereas if you are looking to reduce overworking employees, the time employees who leave or who quit the shift too late, if you would like to reduce their workloads, this report can give you such inferences. The employee present and absent status report tells you which employee is present on a particular day spread across a given month. You can view this under an hour-based view as well. And presence hours breakup. So the number of hours an employee works for your organization or is present in your organization, this report gives you a breakup of the same. So if you added breaks in between, the number of hours spent on break and the number of hours spent on duty or permission, even deviations can be viewed under presence hours breakup. Next, we have attendance data for payroll. Very similar to leave reports. You can pay your employees for the number of hours they've logged in, the number of hours or the days they've worked in your organization. And you can view the same under attendance data for payroll. And overtime details. Many organizations would like to pay employees, who work overtime in their companies. So if you are looking to have a different rate set for employees who work on overtime, or if you would like to pay your employees who work for overtime, you can make use of this report. You can see the hours that they've worked on extra under overtime details. So that's all about attendance reports. And moving on to timesheet reports here. So these reports will help you take a look at the time your employees spend in your organization, starting with individual time logs to billings and timesheets. We've got all reports under timesheets. Now, this space will help you take a look at the time logs of your organization, the number of jobs that have been worked across different hours for different employees, and you can use the date bar to navigate to view different time logs your employees have worked on. Similarly, for all the jobs that you've added into the system, that is for your organization, you can view the number of jobs that are completed, that are open, the number of jobs that have been completed within the estimated hours, and the total hours taken to complete the job. And the same will be available across billable hours and non-billable hours as well. Very similar to job status reports, the project status reports tells you about the status of the project and the estimated hours and the actual hours taken to complete the particular project. So this will give you an overall idea of the productivity rates of your organization, the speed or the time taken to complete projects, and you can use this to plan future projects and assign work items, even hire resources into your organization based on requirements. And even for clients, you can view the number of hours logged by your employees for different clients and in here, and the number of hours logged by different employees along with their reporting managers, the billable and the non-billable hours along with their total hours. You can view it under employee logged hours. Under scheduled versus worked hours, you can see the number of hours your employees have actually spent working on a particular job versus the number of hours that is set by the organization, or that is set by your company to complete a particular job. So let me quickly set up a custom date in here to view this. So I'm setting up a particular week to check my schedule versus worked hours report. It's for all employees. You can divide this into departments. You can have a more narrowed view by using the filters as well. So you can see the number of hours actually scheduled to complete the work, whereas the actual hours that is done within the schedule, or it is done outside the schedule as well. This will help you plan work items, projects, and jobs for your employees. Next, we've got timesheet data for payroll. So for any employees, you can take a look at their payable hours, that is their billable hours. So if you are using the timesheets method to track your employees' time, their time logs, and then pay your employees, this report will help you pay your employees just for the hours that they worked in your organization. Similarly, after time logs have been approved, you can also take a look at the bills generated for each employees, and the bills that have been that are to be pushed to your external vendors or other integrated partners, or even with Zoho Books or Zoho Invoice. So that's all about timesheet reports. Under organization reports, we move on to performance. Now, performance is an important module, and more than any other module, I feel performance runs mostly on reports, because you can tell about your employees' performance. You can devise learning plans for them. You can devise encouragement plans for them, taking a look at performance reports. So that's exactly why we've got the most keenest of reports here, right from the goals that have been attached to individual employees that you can see in here, to the status of goals of every employee, the number of goals that have been delayed, or some goals that have been overdue, or even goals that have been completed. You will get an overall view of all the employees of your organization and their goals under the goals report. Next, we have employee skill sets. Now, this is essentially very useful while you have new openings or vacancies in your organization. And if you are looking to fill a particular employee in a new opening or maybe promote an employee, you can quickly go and view the skill set of your different employees, skill set of all the employees of your organization, and then pick the right employee with the right skill set to fill the opening or to fill the vacancy. And feedbacks on employees, this will help you go on and sustain a healthy workplace culture. In fact, many organizations, they do say that a healthy and open feedback mechanism is a must have in any company. So if you have introduced this culture in your organization, this will help you know about all the feedbacks your employees have got. Maybe you can start rewarding and recognizing them, maybe give them the motivation they need, maybe even a quick recognition for them can definitely go a long way. So this is such a useful report to know about the feedbacks your employees have got. And for continuous reviews, so if you've launched continuous reviews programs, this will help you take a look at the reviews and ratings your employees have got during the continuous review period. So this would be very consistent so that you can easily see the gradual yet very good growth your employees are showing before they arrive at the final appraisal or before they get the final rating. And all the appraisal statuses, for the appraisal cycles you've done, or if any appraisal cycle is ongoing, you can take a look at their statuses, review statuses, and their self-appraisal statuses in here. And if you propose salary hikes for your companies, you can take a look at their approval stage, their status in here for every salary hike that is proposed. Similarly, you can take a look at all the ratings that are available for a particular appraisal cycle and the score as well. And the most important report of all, the 9-box matrix that tells you where your employees are standing in terms of performance. So this will neatly categorize your employees based on their outward performance and also based on their innate potential as well. So this way you'll know where to bridge skill set gaps, you'll know where to introduce learning and training and development for your employees as well. And the appraisal ratings history will help you take a look at a particular employee's overall ratings right from the day they've joined your organization. So whether they are moving out of the organization or maybe if you are looking to promote them, you get to view all the history, the entire history of the ratings that they've got while working in your company under appraisal ratings history. So we are done with performance reports, and then we have our learning management solutions reports, starting with course types. So all the courses that you created in your learning management solution, based on the types of courses created, you can see the overall breakdown in here and the location-wise courses. So you can see learners who are involved in courses distributed across different locations. And course categories, this will help you pick and monitor the most favorite categories of employees and the least favorites as well. And you can keep this in mind while you devise future courses for your employees. And for every course, to measure the usefulness or the effectiveness of a course, you can take a look at course ratings that every course has got as well. And you will get a list of all the courses when you click on the bar in the report. And trainer versus course category. So the trainers, who work on different courses, you get to view a breakdown of the same in here. And trainer ratings, while you are employing trainers to, educate, to train your employees, you can see trainers who are actually doing a good job, who are actually getting good ratings from the employees. You can involve them for future plans or even train the trainers who actually require more training skills. So that's all about LMS reports, the organization-wide LMS reports in here. And under cases, which is Zoho People's question management tool, you can easily see the number of cases that have been requested by a particular agent or by a particular employee across different categories, and the total number of and the total number of cases that have been requested and closed for different categories in here. So this will tell you the number of questions, the cases that have been coming in, or spread across the time period that you select using the filter. And you can also see whether your agents are really completing or closing the courses within the due time, or whether you need to make changes to their SLA, increase their time to complete courses and prevent escalations. You can take a look at the requested versus escalated courses and the feedback your agents get for closing every course or for working on a particular course. You can view the same under the feedback report under cases. Finally, under organization reports, we've got files reports. Now, this will give you access to employees' personal upload space. So, any documents, maybe their visa documents, or maybe their birth certificates, or their background verification certificates, or any common compliant documents that can be stored and viewed by the HR administrator, that are stored in personal upload space, can be viewed here. And whenever you send out a document to be e-sign, that is whenever you want a file to be acknowledged, you can view all the acknowledged, that is when they click on the accept button, all those acknowledged documents can be viewed in here under the acknowledgement report under files. So, in short, everything that you want to know about your organization, everything that you need to understand about your workplace trends, right from your headcount to even more narrow down reports to the learners in a particular location, we've got it all covered under organization reports. So, this is for administrators and the C suite and the C level executives. And with this, we move to team reports, which is exclusively for managers of your organizations. Now, managers, they are usually closely in touch with their reportees, with their employees, and they need the right information to monitor and manage their employees, and not just that, to engage them to make different decisions and guide them in the right path that you want them to go. So, as part of team reports, we've got employee information again, very similar to what I had showed you, the distribution of the particular team members across different locations, departments, streams, and designations as well. And again, gender diversity, age, and experience diversity in a particular team, and experience wise exit report. Now, this will tell you the number of employees who quit, who belong to a particular experience group, who have a particular number of experience. Now, this is a great way to uh, you know uh, leverage the possibilities that you've got when it comes to experience based employees, and you can always revise your retention strategies when you see employees who belong to a particular experience group leave the organization. For example, when you see that employees who belong to an experience group of below 1 year quitting your organization, then you need to devise more plans or to strengthen their new joiners onboarding, or maybe introduce new training programs for your onboarding and more. So this will help you monitor exits within different experience categories as well, and it's a great way to protect the resources, the valuable assets of your company as well. Again, very similar to organization reports, you get to view the daily leave status of your employees, of your teammates as well. On any particular date, you can use the filter to navigate to and fro to see the employees who are present or absent on a given day. And again, a particular employee's leave balance, you can select the employee from the drop down in here, and any resource who is available or not available for work inside the team, you can view the same under here. And under attendance reports, you've got your daily attendance status of your teammates, whoever has logged in, whoever is actually absent, or whoever is on duty on a particular day, and the time they spend working in your organization, a complete breakdown of the same, right from their first check-in to their last checkout, to the breaks taken in between and their overtime and deviation as part of one report. Again, you can use the filter to take a look at the presence hours breakdown of your reportees here. And again, attendance data for payroll for individual employees, you can view all of them under one space. And similarly for overtime details as well. And you can mark your favorite reports here instead of navigating through each report every time. For any report that you frequently use, that which is your most favorite, simply mark them as your favorite so that they'll be displayed on top and you can quickly access them in no time without switching multiple tabs or without going to multiple screens. Under timesheets, we've got time log statuses of all your employees, the time logs your employees have worked on, and your productivity statuses of your employees can be viewed using the project status here. So the number of hours they've actually taken to complete a particular project as a team, and the number of projects that are in open state. You can direct your employees to complete them with such useful team reports. Under performance reports, you can view the goals that have been assigned to a particular manager, to particular employees as well, and the ones that are completed, the ones that are overdue or in progress, and the individual goals as well. And not just that, your continuous review scoring of all your teammates, you get to view them in one single click, and the hikes that have been proposed and the hikes that have been approved, the status, and your 9 box matrix for your teammates can be viewed under team reports for performance. So that's all about reports for the manager. And with these, you can neatly plan things for your employees, direct them in the right direction you want them to go, and see if you're actually achieving the right results you want to see as a manager in your organization. Next, we move on to my reports, or in other terms, a particular employee's reports. Now, we're all employees ourselves, right? It is important that we have access to the information, like our leave balances, to our attendance details, to maybe our goals that are attached to them. We need to view them on a daily basis so that we can check on ourselves, we can go on working. And particularly during work from home times like this, while we are totally away from our managers, our supervisors, and even our peers, it is important that we have the right amount of access to the right reports. And that's exactly what we've consolidated here under the my report space. So I can, as an employee myself, I can easily take a look at my available and my taken leave balance here, my current balance details, and I can also view my summary and my past leave history all under my reports. And next, my own Bradford scoring, how I have scored in terms of this Bradford formula. I can take a look at my leave reports here. And on the attendance, I can neatly view my attendance activity, what is the pattern I follow, if it's an early checkout or a late check-in, whatever needs change or whatever, if I need to be on time, I can check on my report and make necessary decisions for that. And my present and absent status, whenever I've been marked as present or absent, maybe I've forgotten to do a check-in on a particular day, I can easily regularize after access to information as such. And my presence hours break up. So the proper number of hours I spend working in my organization as an employee, and also my overtime details. If I need to prevent myself from overworking, or if I need to take breaks, or if I need to talk to my manager about the work items I have, these reports will give me the information that I need. Similarly, I've got my timesheet reports as well as an employee, the time logs that I have been working on, all the jobs and their status for which I have been assigned on, along with my billable and non billable jobs, and the projects that are open, the projects that are in progress for me, and my schedule versus work tasks. Now, this will definitely, help me check whether I need to work more, to finish all my time logs within the scheduled hours if I am deviating too much, or whether, I can space out things. This report will will give me insights about my own working trends in the company. And we also have performance reports. So all the goals or the KRAs that have been associated with me, I can view my goals, my skill set information in here, so that I can see the things for which I am responsible for, and I can start working on the same. And the feedback that I've received, for any time frame, maybe from the date I've joined to the categories in which I've received feedback, I can view all the feedbacks that I've got from different reviewers, from different people, all put in one space. So that's all about the employees' reports. I can always have quick access to my information stored in here. Maybe if it's a daily check-in of my attendance details, or maybe daily checking in of my leave details, or checking on my goals or my feedbacks to get me started for the day, I have all the information that I need as an employee under my reports tab. So as an employee yourself, I'm sure you would find this tab to be extremely useful on a daily basis. So other than these reports neatly classified for employees, for managers, and for the C-suite, we've got analytics as well, wherein we give you ready-made analytics reports that will tell you about your across different services that are available in Zoho People. You can create your own reports in here, or you can use the reports that are available for you to use, or you can even integrate or have an extensive integration with Zoho Analytics here. Now, Zoho Analytics is a reporting software wherein you can create your own custom reports, be it HR reports, or be it employer specific people reports, or workforce analytics. You can build your own reports with this powerful integration. We give you ready-made dashboards, that will give you an overall look at your employees details, the employees who are celebrating their work anniversary, or experience based information, task dashboard. Or even better, you can access Zoho Analytics right from within Zoho People using this integration. This will help you build your very own custom reports with from an easy drag and drop interface. So this is really easy when you need out of the box reports, when you have very unique use cases and you would like to build your own reports and gain insights from that. We give you all the options as well. These are completely customizable. You can easily create your own reports with an easy drag and drop interface. So that's all about reports for you. So we give you ready-made reports that are ready to use for you, and we also facilitate integrations and custom reports that you can build all by yourself. So it was an extensive webinar today because we had a lot of reports, and I wanted to walk you through all the reports today. And I'm sure you would find the reports to be very useful, and so did I when they launched for Zoho Corporation. So thank you so much for joining me today. And now for your questions, I'll be available online for the next 10 minutes. Any questions you have on Zoho People, on Zoho People reports, feel free to ask them on. I'll be live to answer questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe. It was wonderful hosting the webinar for you. Thank you one more time. Stay safe and have a good day.